Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. My name is Jeff, if you don't know that yet. I am going to be doing tool review. For those of you that are coming back to the channel, yes, I have a video coming for the next installment on the remodel of the bathroom. I promise it's coming. I'm working on it. But I want to do a quick tool review, um, just to kind of give you 15 cents of my opinion on this Metabo HTP 12-inch blade. In case you're out there looking for a miter saw to get this year. I picked this up at Lowe's. I believe original price is about $5.39. I ended up picking this up for $2.99. They had a heck of a sale going on. I actually had to wait a couple weeks because they were selling out of it before I got one that I could get. But they do stock days. Um, there are, as you can tell, a wide array of miter saws out there. I mean, you can do the traditional box and saw. I don't necessarily suggest that. You're not going to get as good as clean cut with that. But if you're in a pinch, money-wise, or you're in a pinch trying to get something done, it works wonders. I've used mine for, I don't know, 4 years now. Now, it doesn't do the cleanest job in the world, but it'll get the job done. That's the reason why I picked up this. Um, miter saw wise, I mean, you've got brands that you can buy if you're loyal to a brand. You've got functionalities that you're looking for. Price, I mean, price is always a big thing as well. So you can keep that in mind for it. But let's jump in. Let me give you some ideas of the pros and cons. And cons are really hard, I would say. More functionalities or feel that I'm not used to compared to using a rigid, compared to using a DeWalt. This is a corded or a plug-in style, not a battery. I do want to try the battery one. Lowe's has those now. And I know Metabo's not going to like me saying this. I would like to try the Milwaukee, a battery-operated one, a battery-powered one as well. I think that's going to be a really good one, looking at a lot of different reviews on that. I'm not being paid by Metabo. They are not sponsoring me in any way. This is mine. I paid for it. If you all need the receipt, I got it. I'm sure we don't need to come to that, but just saying. So, yeah, with that, let's just jump in and get started. And if you could, don't forget to hit that like button. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Thank you. In to the side here, if I can do it. Hook it in. Adjust your feet. Down both sides of it. Make the adjustment to be able to slide this in, out, whatever you need. And that really allows you to be able to put a board on there to keep it stable. You know, the thing about that we have to remember is it's not going to give you great stability if you have a 12-foot board out here, but if you have a shorter board, it at least gives you some stability to be able to square that up to hold that board in place while you're trying to do a cut. And of course they come with the board clamp down, so it'll hold it down for you while you're cutting it. That way you don't have to get your hands in the way of anything. I don't really know that I use this a lot, but if you're using a longer board, it does come in handy. You do have to be careful with this. If you're doing something like specialty wood or something like that, you don't want to damage the board by clamping that down, so you'll want to get a piece of scrap to put under that. Now there is one feature on this that I do like, which is this right here. This is an adjustment tab where you can screw that down and allows you to adjust the depth of how deep in a board you want to cut. So what it does is it turns this Metabo basically into being able to trim down a board, kind of like using a dado blade without using a dado blade. And I'll show you that example here shortly. But the nice thing about it is that adjustment right there, so you have that ability to do that. Again, I'll show you that here in just a second when I start cutting some boards, that way you can kind of see. But that's a nominal function that I was really happy with because I had a situation, and if you notice in my bathroom rebuild on my last video, you'd see some cuts, and I'll try to point that out in that video, or point it out in this video, of the cuts that I had to do in order to put the kick blocks up around the wall right there to blocking, because I had some copper tubing that was coming up along there that I had to miss. So I'll show you that as well. Ta-da! Makes life a lot easier if you had to ever do something like this to basically implant a board or use it to do a shelf, small shelf or something like that. Makes it real easy, nice and clean. If you have to clean it up, obviously you can keep doing that, but you guys kind of get my drift. One of the other things that I like is this feature right here. There aren't many miter saws that have this compact railing feature. You know, DeWalt and Rigid, they both kick out the back end. I believe Milwaukee does. I haven't really looked at Milwaukee, and I could be wrong. So if I am stepping out of bounds there, just let me know. But having this compact system here is a lot better than taking this and rotating it back and moving it forward and back. The reason why I say I like this a lot more is because when this is stacked out back like the DeWalt and the Rigid have, your movement on the back end, say if you were in a shop or something like that you had a limited space, you're going to have to do something. Either the whole thing has to move out, or you're going to have to do something to your wall to be able to open that up for that railing system to be able to pivot when you're using your function for any degree work. So this compact series right here, the way this is lined out is really, really nice. It's stable, it's sturdy, it's on one side, it has both rails there. Your Festool has one that's similar, except it's here and here. I don't know a lot about the Festool just simply because I've never used it. But to me, I would think that's a little less sturdy than having both rails on one side and being clean and functional. So props to Metabo, old Hitachi, for having that railing system. Now, they do have series out there that have the bar location, which I'll try to bring you around here and show you. That bar location would be here and here. I think that's a little bit more stable because you're able to keep it from rocking, so I do like that. So they do have a series that has that style on there, but I do like this practicality of this rail system. So really the only other problem that I have with this is the handle. And it's not really a problem, it's more of a functionality for me. I'm not really inclined for this style of grip. And I say that because I'm used to running a Rigid. So my dad has a Rigid, a friend of mine has a DeWalt, and they both have the handle set here, pulling out and pushing in. Trigger system inside the handle. This one has the trigger system right here inside the handle, but it just feels weird. Again, it's not a major problem, and it's not necessarily a negative. It's just different for me. It feels weird doing it. I am starting to get a little bit more comfortable with it because obviously I have to. I own it. So at this point, you really don't have any choices here. So I would like to see Metabo maybe look at changing this. And I know you don't want to look like everybody else, but doing something different here, I just, to me, it feels weird. And maybe, like I said, I'm going to get used to it. Now, they do offer one in a different series that has that horizontal versus the vertical handle. I've used that one in the store. I kind of like it too. I'm more comfortable with that, so I do wish that they would offer it in something like this on the bigger 12-inch blade series. So this is a dual bevel system. It will go both ways. And you can see on the back here where the tab is, that starts your degree work. So to me, and it's only me, is it is a little bit weird dealing with this, only on the simple fact that how you have to reach across this to get to it. If you notice, you have a handle right here. So when you do that handle, you have to loosen it and allow it to kick over. So again, as you can see, it's loosened, and I'm able to rotate it over to the left-hand side to get started. This is where the plates come in at, of either sliding it completely out, which you're going to probably have to, depending on how deep you're going to get, because that will shoot itself all the way to 45 degrees. So that is a plus. Now, remember, when you're doing this, it's just kind of like this back here. When you're going past a degree that doesn't have a standpoint, if you're doing 45, it'll go all the way there. If you need to do 30, you're going to have to tighten that back down, which really is weird being on the back side of that, and I get where they're at, but it does make it a little bit cumbersome to get around to that in order to finalize that. Now, setting that back up, we want to go the opposite direction. Well, again, on this, you're going to have to pull the rail up off in order to make that happen. And then the real cumbersome deal, and I guess I shouldn't say cumbersome, the real issue is coming over here and pulling the plunger off that, and that will allow you to lay it down to a 45 as well. So both top rails will have to come off in order to use that. Plugging it back in, coming back, and tighten it up, and you're done. Not bad. I like how that sets, so it makes it easy. I've used it. It's just kind of, you're basically end up with both hands in the pot over here trying to make this work, which I get. They can't make it, perfect for everybody's situation. But I'm not going to complain about it because I do like how the system works. So I am sold on this. I have been really very happy and pleased with how it's performed with various boards that I put in this without choking down, without any issues. And I mean, I'm still running on the stock blade. I haven't even stuck on a Diablo blade yet, which will definitely benefit it more because of how Diablo blades cut. Well, that's a different topic for a different time, because don't get me on that rant, because I'm a big believer in Diablo blades. Go down and do the comparison between the DeWalt, the Milwaukee, the Rigid, the Cobalt, the Craftsman, and the Metabo, and say, what am I getting into this that I may not get in those? Well, part of that could be in price. The other part of that, like I said, that rail system that's on this thing, I think is superior to the other brands, the way they have it laid out, and I think it gives it the stability that you need to do finish work and to be clean. Now, again, I want to reiterate what I said earlier. I pulled this out of the box and started using it. I have not done any work to do any adjustments on this. I will provide you with a link for a couple guys that show you how to set up a miter saw to become a finish tool. At least not yet. But even coming out of the box, I still have what I need in order to do a lot cleaner miter cuts on baseboard and trim around my doors and my windows than I did with a plastic box and a saw. So there you have it. Do your homework on this. I mean, I'm telling you my 10 cents worth of opinion on it, which to me, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was a great tool to have. Um, Go down, do your homework, go to Lowe's, take a look at it. It's got a great manufacturer warranty to it. You can buy the extended plan from Lowe's. I know what you're going to say about extended plans and yada yada yada, but you know what? Sometimes it saves you a lot of money. I've been down that road and it saved me quite a bit of money on another product that I had from the store. Take a look at it, see if you like it, um, and go for it. I mean, the longer you wait, the more it's going to cost you down the road. So, yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate you all stopping by and watching this. It means a lot to me every time you guys come in and watch the video. Make sure you give me a big like, thumbs up down there below, and keep on watching, and I'll keep on posting. My next video, I am hoping, will be the finish on the shower pan and seeing a little tile done on the that walk-in shower that I'm doing. So stay tuned to that. I'll keep getting that going and getting that done for you, so that way we can keep on chugging on that project. Until then, everybody stay safe and get warm. It's a balmy 45 degrees, and I'm happy, feeling like spring. Talk to y'all later.